He talks about how building nuclear power plants is not economically viable, which is true because the first couple of nuclear plants that are being built cost a lot of money because the process hasn't been perfected. But once the process is perfected, the cost will lower a lot, and the operating cost of plants is lower than almost all the fossil fuel competitors, and it's very unlikely that the cost will inflate unlike the competitors. He also said that it costs a lot of money to mine uranium, but it's actually cheaper to mine for uranium than it is to get coal, especially because of how much it costs to transfer coal. There's also a point made that uranium is not infinite. I have a source from a professor from Stanford University saying, he was arguing whether nuclear energy should be part of, under the list for renewable energy, and his argument was that by definition renewable energy is defined as an energy source that can regenerate and can replenish itself indefinitely. So technically the word indefinitely in numbers refers to the expected relationship between the sun and the earth. And he says that uranium deposit can be proved to last as long as the relationship between the sun and the earth, which is 5 billion years, and that's how long uranium will be around for. And then he also says that people won't support our plans and won't support the building of nuclear power plants, but if our policy gets enacted and they're actually educated and they know the advantages of having nuclear power plants and using nuclear energy, they can actually, it will persuade them to support us. And okay, so this is building more nuclear power plants produce more nuclear waste. Based off of how they control the waste management, the amount of radioactive waste is very small relative to waste produced by fossil fuel electricity generation, and nuclear waste are neither particularly hazardous nor hard to manage relative to other toxic industrial waste. When nuclear waste is created, there are certain procedures that the plants must follow through with. All wastes are contained and managed from nuclear power generation. Unlike all other forms of thermal electricity generation, all waste is regulated. None is allowed to cause harmful pollution. All toxic waste needs to be dealt with safely, not just radioactive waste. In countries with nuclear power, radioactive waste comprise less than 1% of the total industrial toxic waste. There's also a question about the security risks that nuclear plants have, but the way that they're built is that the protection around the nuclear power plant is extremely hard to break through. The radioactive material that fuels a nuclear power plant is contained in a ceramic fuel pellets that are capable of withstanding thousands of degrees of heat. These fuel pellets are then encased in hollow metal rods that help keep the material from interacting with water that cools the reactor. And another thing is that the Nuclear Regulatory Commission makes security rules that all plants must follow, and they do surprise tests where it's they put a threat within the system, and then has the whole entire nuclear plant go through and make sure that everything is okay.